Hi, Ansh. Uh, till now, whatever we covered in that three videos, we started that optics, light, so light properties and light phenomenon, and study of light in three ways. That is geometrical optics, wave optics, and quantum optics. So for you, we have only that geometrical optics, where we can be discuss reflection and refraction. So reflection is the process already we started, and in that the reflection maybe takes place at plane surfaces or maybe at curved surfaces. So I given some of the information related to the reflection at plane surfaces, and I started the reflection at curved surfaces, and there we required some terminology. Okay, the terminology also I given. So what is the aperture? What is the radius of curvature? What is the center of curvature? What is the focus, focal length? So all these are terminology we discussed, right? So now I'll give you that related to the some information relations or the sign conventions, how we can measure the distances for these mirrors, maybe plane mirror or curved mirrors. So now I'll give you sign conventions, or before that we'll make it some information. Here it is. Suppose we are considering a concave mirror. A concave mirror. In this point is a pole, and here somewhere we have the focus, and here it is a center of curvature, right? So this is a just I represented. And what about this straight line? It is a principal axis, and this curved part is called as a aperture, right? Now if a ray of light is propagating towards the instrument, optical instrument, that is this mirror, concave mirror. So this is a direction of light, right? And this is the instrument, or the object or the obstacle where this light is made interaction. Okay, now here the distances you can measure along the direction. That is, here the reference is required. That reference is, here it is the pole. With respect to this pole we can be measure. So with respect to this pole we can be measure the distances. Okay, right? And here somewhere you have the object. Let it be, here you have the object. This is the object we have. Somewhere we are getting the image formation is, let it be here. This is the image. So object distance from here to here, it is represented by u. Where to where we represented? Object to the pole. That distance is represented by u. And from where it is measuring? From pole to the object. From pole to the object, the distance is object distance, and which is represented by u. Similarly, you can have here. Here the image is formed. I is the image here. From image to this pole, again the distance of this image is measured from where? Again from pole itself, right? So that distance is represented by v. So the distance from where to where? Pole to image. Pole to image is called as the image distance, which is represented by v. And the distance from pole to focus is called as a focal length, represented by f. So this is the focal length. The distance from where to where? Pole to the focus is called as a focal length, represented by f. And here from C, center of curvature, to the pole, which is called as the radius of curvature, and which is represented by capital R, right? So these are the terms u, v, f, r are the distances we are measuring with the reference of this pole. So pole to focus is the focal length, pole to image is image distance v, pole to the center of curvature, it is the radius of curvature, capital R, and pole to the object, which is the object distance, represented by u. So we are measuring with reference to which one? Pole. This is the starting point you have to consider. Which direction we are measuring? left side we are measuring. But ray is propagating which side? Ray is propagating towards the right side. Right? So now here the distances measured in the opposite direction of ray propagation. Ray is propagating RHS, right hand side. But all the measurements from the pole we are measuring left side. That means here U, V, F, R all are taken as a negative, which is called as sign conventions. So it is which are very important. So you have to remember and concentrate about this. That is here I am telling sign conventions. Sign convention. So what are the sign conventions we can take? The first one is the distances measured in the opposite direction of ray propagation are negative, along the ray propagation are positive. Right? This is the first one. That is the distances measured along the ray propagation are positive. Ray propagation, along the ray propagation, if the distances are measured, then they are considered to be positive. Opposite direction of ray propagation, if the distances are taken, they are negative, and vice versa. Or you can be say here and opposite to the ray propagation, opposite to the ray propagation are negative. Right? So this is you have to remember. So here this is a light ray propagation. If the distance are measured in this direction, they are positive. The distance are measured in the opposite direction of this one, they are negative. Right? So that is you have to remember. And similarly, there is one more, that is here I am taken along the direction of propagation of ray or opposite direction. If it is distances are measured perpendicular to the ray propagation, suppose the height of the object and images are considered, in that cases the distances can be measured perpendicular to the ray propagation. So in that case, how we can be take that sign conventions, whether they are positive or negative, that is considered here. This is a ray propagation. Above the ray propagation, distances are measured. That means with respect to the principal axis, the distances are measured above, they are taken as positive, and the distances which are measured below the ray propagation, that is principal axis, below this principal axis, if the distance are measured, they are taken as negative. So here the second convention, sign conventions, you have to remember that the distances measured above the principal axis, are to be taken as a positive, and the distances measured below the principal axis are taken to be negative. So these are sign conventions you have to follow whenever we are applying or we are substituting or calculating in the mirror equation, or any calculations related to the object distance or image height or object height, whatever the consideration calculations are there you have to use the sign conventions. Along with that sign conventions itself, you have to substitute that values. If you are not using the sign conventions, the magnitude may become and it will be altered, plus or minus, the values will be gone. So because of that, be careful about these sign conventions, right? One is this one, and second one is the distances above the principal axis are positive, the distances below the principal axis are negative. Correct? So here above the principal axis, I am not writing all. Above the principal axis, above the principal axis, principal above the principal axis are positive and below are negative. Below are negative, right? So these are you have to remember. These are very important. So I'll just reprint these sign conventions in this red diagram. Very easily we can reprint. You take any mirror, it is a concave or convex. So I'm reprinting again, it is a concave mirror. This is a concave mirror. This is the principal axis. Okay. So here you have the pole, and this is the ray of light propagation. It is a light. So in this direction, positive. In this direction, they are negative. The distances are measured. Opposite direction of light propagation, that is negative. Along the light propagation, they are positive. And below the principal axis are negative. Above the principal axis are positive. It is very simple to remember. The distances, if you are measured above this principal axis, that is object height like this, it is there. So object, if it is image forms above this one, you take positive itself. But if it is sometimes you will get to below this, inverted images will become. So in that cases, you can be take this measurement will be negative. Above this one, if it is heights are there, they are positive. And the distance are measured from this pole to here are right side direction or left side direction along the light ray or opposite direction of light ray. They should be taken as a positive or a negative, right? So these are the sign conventions you have to remember. Okay, it is very important for calculation part, right? So here along the ray propagation, the distances measured are positive. Opposite direction of ray propagation, the distances are measured to be negative. And the distances above these principal axis are positive, and the distances measured below the principal axis are negative. So these are sign conventions you have to remember, right? Okay. Now we can move into the further observation here, that the relation between radius of curvature and focal length of the mirror. Either it is a convex mirror or concave mirror. Anything. For that, just I am making here the getting relation between here. Relation between R and F. Relation between R and F. R is the radius of curvature, F is the focal length. So what is that relation? So that we can be used number of times for calculation part, so that we can be get what is the relation between R and F. R is the radius of curvature, F is the focal length. Their definitions already given in the last class, right? Last video. Now I am considering any curved surface, any mirror, let it be concave or convex. So for easy purpose, I am taking it as let us consider concave mirror. This is the concave mirror, and here it is the principal axis. It is a aperture. Here you have the pole. Here it is a focus. Here it is a center of curvature. Right. So we need to get a relation here to here. You see C to P, or pole to the center of curvature is a radius of curvature R. Pole to the focus is the focal length F, isn't it? So here what is the relation between these two? For that, let it be I am considering a ray is coming, a light ray is coming from the large distances, that is from infinity. The light is there very far away from this mirror, and from that the light is coming, and which is parallel to the principal axis. Parallel to principal axis. A ray of light is coming like this here. Like this. It is a parallel to the principal axis. And whenever a ray of light is coming parallel to the principal axis, after reflection, it must be passing through the focus. This you have to remember. So whenever a ray of light is parallel to principal axis, after interaction of that mirror, it is reflected through the focus compulsory. Right? So here it is passing from the focus. So now here you draw a normal, where it is the rays propagated, where is the intersecting on the curve on the mirror, there you draw a perpendicular, because it is any straight line drawn from the center to the periphery or circumference of any circle, always it is perpendicular. Always it is perpendicular. This is a 90, this is also 90. Here if you have drawn a tangent here, this is a 90 degrees, this is also 90 degrees. For any circle, from center you draw any straight line which is a perpendicular at that point when you draw a tangent. So that is a property of a circle where a straight line is passing through the center. Always it makes a normal or perpendicular to the circumference. Here also this is a straight line passing from the center and intersecting the circumference. So automatically it is a perpendicular here. Now you apply the simple concept. What is this here? Angle of incidence, right? This is a normal. So this is a angle of reflection. It is a reflected ray. This is R, angle of reflection, and this angle is also, it is I itself. And here I and R are equal, right, for reflection. So this is also I can write it is equal to I. Now this total angle will become I plus I 2I. So this total angle is equal to this angle also. It is also I can write 2I. Right. So now I can write a draw. Let it be this point is M. I'm representing here. I'm drawing a normal onto this principal axis from this M to this principal axis. Let it be, it is intersecting at N. This N is very close to the P because this aperture is very small. For diagram we can be representing it is somewhat larger, but whereas it is practically observed this N is very close to P. So this N and P you can take as a single point. Okay. Only for the purpose of making this one is a right angle triangle, this is a perpendicular we drawn, it is a 90 degrees. For that purpose I made this N here. Right. Now using this simple diagram, it is very important, this construction is important to get the relation between R and F. Now I can observe here CMN. It is a right angle triangle. Right. So I am taking here which triangle? From CMN, from triangle CMN. I can write what is the tan I, tangent of incident angle I, this one, tan I, opposite side by adjacent side. That means I can write here it is MN upon CN. Okay. And this N is very close to here, I said. That means this point you can be take P. That means here to here the distance I can write CP also approximately. And also tangent of I is equal to I when the angles are very small. So I can write this one is I is equal to, it is MN upon CN. Instead of N I am taking as a P. CN. But this N I am taking as a P. So CP I am taking. Right? Here you can be observed this. What is the distance to here to here? It is a radius of curvature. And here to here, this distance is focal length. This is the focal length. So now I can write. So this one it is I is equal to Mn upon Cp. Make it is equation 1. Now you can consider one more triangle. From triangle, this one smaller one, that is FMN, triangle FMN. So in this again you write what is the tangent of this angle, that is a tan 2 theta, that is theta is here I, 2I. Tangent of 2I is equal to again opposite side upon adjacent side, that is I can write here Mn upon Fn. But what about this N? N you can be taken as a P. So this a tangent of 2I can also written as 2I only, and M upon Fn can be written as Fp. Here you can write since angle I is very small. What is that? Very small, so that you can write. Same way here also this angle is very small, you can write tan as a 2I itself. So make this equation is let it be second equation. Now make it make the ratio of the first and second equations. From 1 and 2 I can write these equations are dividing one over the other. From equations 1 and 2 I can write the equation 2 by equation 1. That means this one by this one by this. That I can write as here it is 2I upon I is equal to this one divided by this, that is Mn upon Fp divided by this, means I am making the into, make the reciprocal here, Cp upon Mn, Cp upon Mn. See here, Mn cancel, here I cancel, so the remaining equation as 2 is equal to Cp by Fp. See the Cp is what is the distance r. What is Fp? It is the distance f. So I can write this one is here as 2 is equal to Cp is r upon f. So which is nothing but f is equal to r by 2. F is equal to r by 2. That means here the focal length of a mirror, convex or concave mirror, is half of the radius of curvature for that mirror. Either it is a convex mirror or concave mirror, this relation is valid. Right? So remember, for curved mirrors, always it is observed to be having that focal length of that mirror is half of the radius of curvature. Right? This is very, very important. You make a note of this. Okay. So that is what we have here itself. Okay. Here, what I discussed first, sign conventions I given. Right. If the ray is propagating along the ray, along the direction, the distance are measured along the direction of ray propagation are positive, opposite to the ray propagation are negative. And the distances measured above the principal axis are positive, below the principal axis are negative. Those are sign conventions. And here we have a relation that is between radius of curvature and focal length. That is, we got here as a focal length is equal to half of the radius of curvature for any curved mirrors. Either it is a concave mirror or convex mirror. Here I am taking the concave mirror, but you take a convex also, this relation is same, but derivation we have taken anyone. There is no compulsory to get by using only concave. Convex also you can get same relation. So I am not doing that. It is enough. Which one is we are using here, not the matter. What is the relation between this F and R is the important. That is we got here. This is what we have. Which one it is? The relation between F and R, focal length and radius of curvature. Okay. And now here, sir, we can use sign conventions. Okay, you can use sign conventions. See here, pole to the focus F, negative, and pole to the C, R, is also negative. Both are negative. Here minus, minus minus cancel. So again you will get same. So you can apply the sign conventions, but there is no change in the equation of this. This is what it is called as a relation between focal length and radius of curvature. Right? So make a note of this and derive this equation and get this one, that is F is equal to R by 2. Right? So in the next class I will give you the mirror equation. What is the mirror equation and what is its importance and how we can modify that mirror equation into different forms, and we will do some problems also. Right? Okay, see you in the next.